Hello everyone! Let us introduce our new grammar lesson, active and passive voice. Active voice means that a sentence has a subject that acts upon its verb. Passive voice means that a subject is a recipient of a verb's action. You may have learned that the passive voice is weak and incorrect, but it isn't that simple. When used correctly and in moderation, the passive voice is fine. In English grammar, verbs have 5 properties: voice, mood, tense, person, and number. Here we are concerned with voice. The 2 grammatical voices are active and passive. What's the difference between the active and passive voice? The active voice, when the subject of a sentence performs the verb's action, we say that the sentence is in the active voice. Sentences in the active voice have a strong, direct, and clear tone. Here are some short and straightforward examples of active voice. Monkeys adore bananas. The cashier counted the money. The dog chased the squirrel. All 3 sentences have a basic active voice construction: subject, verb, and object. The subject monkey performs the action described by adore. The subject, the cashier, performs the action described by counted. The subject, the dog, performs the action described by chased. The subjects are doing, doing, doing. They take action in their sentences. Passive voice. A sentence is in the passive voice when the subject is acted on by the verb. The passive voice is always constructed with a conjugated form of verb to be plus the verb's past participle. Doing this usually generates a preposition by as well. We use passive voice when the action is more important than who did it. We use passive voice also when it's easy to figure out who did the action. We also use passive voice when we don't know the doer or the subject. For these examples of passive voice, we will transform the 3 active sentences given before to illustrate the differences. Bananas are adored by monkeys. The money was counted by the cashier. The squirrel was chased by the dog. Let's take a closer look at the first pair of sentences. Monkeys adore bananas, and bananas are adored by monkeys. The active sentence consists of monkeys, the subject, adore, the verb, plus bananas, the object. The passive voice or the passive sentence consists of bananas, the object, are adored, a form of verb to be plus the past participle adored, plus by the preposition followed by monkeys, the subject. Making the sentence passive, flip the structure and added the preposition by. So, in order to change the sentence from active to passive, we have to start with the object. Add verb to be according to the tense of the active sentence. If it's in the present tense, so we add is or are. If it is in the past, we add was or were. Then, put the main verb in the past participle form. Then add by, followed by the subject. Remember that most verbs have a past and past participle forms with adding ed. But many of the most frequent verbs are irregular. so they must be studied very well. Let's have some practice. The band enjoys this piece of music. In order to change this sentence into the passive voice, you have to rearrange the sentence to start with the object, then the verb to be, followed by the past participle tense of the verb, followed by, then the subject. So it will be, this piece of music is enjoyed by the band. Let's have another example. Jim hit Peter so badly. To change this sentence into the passive voice, you have to rearrange the sentence to start with the object, then the verb to be, followed by the past participle tense of the verb, followed by, then the subject. So it will be, Peter was hit so badly by Jim. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe, follow, and share it with your friends. Goodbye. Don't forget to answer the activities in the description box to check your understanding. لا تنسى الإجابة على الأنشطة في صندوق الوصف للتحقق من فهمك.